Today's warm-up has us continuing on working with our rational numbers, using the order of operations, and of course starting that out by substituting in for variable. So the first thing we need to do, usually, is to substitute in for those variables. However, we should notice this right here. There together we've got 2u plus 2u. Now, of course, we can simply substitute into it the way that it is. However, we should notice that both of these are the same variable. So this is kind of like thinking about objects, if you will. If I had 2 chairs plus 2 chairs, I would have 4 chairs. So in the same form, if you will, we think about that the same way. That's 2 times whatever u is, plus 2 times whatever u is. So because it's like that, it really means u plus u plus u plus u. 2 u's and 2 u's. So how many u's of that? That's, of course, 4. So this is combining like terms, 4u. I really didn't have to write out this, this section right here, but I wanted to make sure that you understood where that came from. So I'm going to move this back in here, and I'm going to rewrite my original expression so that it says 4u divided by s minus t plus the quantity of 3r squared. Now, obviously, if you did it by just substituting into the original expression, 2 times u, which is -4/9, plus 2 times -4/9, you'd still get the same answer, but this is certainly more efficient. So I am now going to substitute into it the way that I've rewritten it. So this is 4 times -4/9 divided by -5/6 minus -9 plus the quantity of 3 times -2 squared. Now, as always, the first thing that I do is to check out what I have in parentheses. We've talked plenty of times about how we generally treat what's in that division when there's an expression above another expression that's going to be divided. We treat those like as if they are parentheses. However, we never really start with those. We should go over to where there actually are parentheses first. So that means I'm going to do 3 times -2. 3 times 2 is 6. A positive times a negative is always a negative. So now I've got -6 squared. -6 times -6, oops, that's another negative. Well, 6 times 6 is 36. And when I have a negative times a negative, that is a positive. So I am now going to go, obviously, onto another page and rewrite this. So I've got 4 times -4/9 divided by -5/6 minus -9 plus 36. So the next thing I want to do is to move on to, well, my exponents I did automatically. Sorry about that, not pointing that out, writing it out. But the next thing would be multiplication and division in order from left to right. But one more time, I want to remind you that we're going to treat these parts as if they're in parentheses. So the first thing we've got is 4 times -4/9. We do need both of those to be fractions. That means this one's going to become an improper fraction. And then I keep the top with the top and the bottom with the bottom. So that means 4 times -4, well, that's 16. A positive times a negative is a negative. And 1 times 9 is 9. I'm going to actually take this over here so I can set up my graphic organizer. I love eating, that's an E, apples and avocados. So my I, I'm going to bring this right down, so it's going to be -5/6 minus negative 9 over 1. So the least common multiple of 6 and 1 is 6. I change both of those, so I've got negative 5, 6. Just to be clear, that is an E. It didn't quite look like one. I wanted to fix that. So I've got negative 5, 6, because that does not have to be changed. And I'm subtracting some negative number over 6. 1 times 6 gets me to 6. 9 times 6 is 54. I now ignore the denominators. I've got negative 5 minus negative 54. I get to stay, change, change, cha-cha-cha. I then end up, that's positive 54, sorry. So I've got the signs are different, find the difference. So 54 take away 5 is going to give me 49. I now have my denominator and my numerator, so that becomes 49 over 6. So I'm going to take both of these answers and rewrite this. So on the top, I've got negative 16 ninths divided by 49 sixths. Make sure that that's clear division, plus 36. And I am at this point going to rewrite this so that it's a little more readable. And I think to do that, I'm actually just going to go on to the next page. So I'm going to have negative 16 ninths divided by 49 sixths plus 36. So I'm still multiplying and dividing from left to right, and this is clearly division. So to divide, I get to do my math Macarena. Keep the first, flip the second, now you multiply. So before I multiply, though, I do want to look across from each other, and I notice that there's a common factor between 9 and 6, and that, of course, is 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. I keep the top with the top and the bottom with the bottom. Negative 16 times 2 is negative 32. 3 times 49, remember to think about that. Well, if I know 3 times 50 is 150, and 49 is 1 less than 50, so that's 1 less 3. So 150 minus 3 is 147 plus 36. Now, at this point, we certainly can make these into, make 36 into an improper fraction, 36 over 1, find a common denominator, but we really don't have to. We want to, be sensible about things and keep in mind that our fraction it's just a fraction. It's not a mixed number. So if I really thought, changed my 36, whoops, let me go back over here, changed my 36 into 35 plus 1, kind of think about that in my head, and then I'm just going to take that fraction away from 1. So I've got 1 minus 32 over 147. Well, that's 147 over 147 minus 32 over 147. I take 32 away from 147. I'm going to ignore the 100 for a moment. 47 minus 30 is 17. 17 minus 2 more is 15, so that's going to give me 115 over 147. Come right back over here. So my final answer is going to be 35 and 115 over 147. I know that's really a funny looking fraction, but that is in fact the answer.